Hi, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're looking at another past paper question, which is taken from the sketch and design portion of a past paper exam. Now, as you can see here, it says that you are to answer one question from this section. It says figure 3 shows two orthographic views of a cast iron bracket, alright, in first angle orthographic projection. Make a neat, well-proportional isometric sketch of the cast iron bracket with X as its lowest point of the drawing. Do not reproduce the given views, because if you do, you won't get any marks, none whatsoever. Alright, they will not mark you for effort. In this instance, if you reproduce the orthographic view, they want an isometric. Alright, so and the reason I'm doing this is all about interpretation, and you should be able to visualize what you're drawing. Alright, now as you can see, they say this is a first angle, so it means that we have our front view here, as you can see. Alright, and we have our end view here. Now, being that this is a first angle, it means that this view that you're seeing here is actually the view that you'll be seeing if you're looking at the object from the right hand side. Alright, this will not be a left hand view. Alright, the end view in this case is when you're looking at it from the right hand side. Alright, so it means that this portion here, sticks, is coming towards us, and it's the reason why you can see some of what is going on here. So without any further ado, let's get into things. Now I already have my ISO mode turned on, so if yours is off, ensure that yours is highlighted like mine. Alright, so if it's like that, go ahead and click onto that. Alright, now I am going to be starting things with the lowest points. I'll be working my way up. Alright, now in doing so, I'm going to simply be starting with my front view here. So this is going to be along this side here, so I'm going to change my ISO plane to ISO right. I think that's the most ideal version to draw. Now some person will use restrict cursor and set theirs to this one here, but I prefer drawing using ISO mode. Alright, so let's get into things. So L, enter for line command, and then I'll simply draw the base, or probably draw this portion here first. I'll do this portion here. Alright, so that's this rectangular piece here. Alright, how long is the rectangle? The length of the rectangle is, can we see the measurement? I'm seeing 80, 25, 25. I know that 25 and 25 is 50. 50 and 50 is 130. That's 130. 130. Alright, so I know that that's the width of it. Alright, the thickness of it is going to be, as you can see here, it says 15, so I'm going to go up in the air by 15, and again 130 to my left, then down 15, enter. Alright, excellent. So I have that portion there out of the way, so I'm working my way to the back. So now I'm going to switch to ISO left, because I'm trying to push to the back now. Alright, how far to the back am I going? I don't know. I'm going to be working that one out as I'm going along. Alright, now I know that from here to here, which is the end view, is 80 millimeter, as you can see from the line that goes down here. Alright, seeing the line, or seeing where that's pointing, everything seems to be aligned, so that's what I'm going to be working with. Alright, so I'm going to be drawing a line from that point there. Alright, so from the front to the back, which is right here, is 80. So let me draw that line. I'm going to be doing it from this corner, going back, 80, enter. Alright, it's going to be the same thing down below, so I'm just going to copy this one down. You could have also drawn it as well. The option is totally yours. Alright, so once we have that 80, we can now draw this stem portion here, if you want to think about it like that. And how far down is this stem portion? I don't know. Let's look at our view. So as you can see, stepping down on the stem portion here, it is actually 30 millimeters. So we can draw a line down from here, 30 millimeter. Alright. Then it goes back. How far back does it go? Look at the thickness here. All of this appears to be what? 15 millimeters. So let's go back. 15 millimeter. Then it goes up in the here by what? 30 millimeter. Alright, so things are taking shape pretty nicely. Alright, now if you're wondering what is going on here, now if you want, and the option is yours, you can just make it look as if you're doing some level of work. You can easily close off the top portion here, but some portion of it is going to be removed later on though, because a lot of it is going to be blocked by that bracket portion there. That's this web here that you're seeing. That's that web that you're seeing there. Okay, so let me just draw a line across like this using dynamic tracking to guide me, and then close off that there. Alright, so this is the surface that you'll be looking at when you're looking down on the object. Alright, so let's now finish this drawing here. Alright, again, there is also going to be a line running underneath from here to here. I'm just going to draw a line, and then after I'll clean it up afterwards. For example, I'll use this as the cutting plane, click on it, TR to trim, enter, and then get rid of here. Alright, so that will make things a lot easier for me. So now let's do the remainder of it. For example, that little sloping portion there. Now I'm going to be using a lot of referencing to find these spots here. So if you look at this here, where things fall, you're seeing that from the back, if you can see my cursor, from the back to this point here is actually 20. So I'll be using somewhat of a reference marker to kind of decipher that, or to find that location. Alright, now you might draw it another way, but I'm simply going to be projecting a line up like this. Let me change the color so you can see that it's just a reference line. Alright, let me just ensure. Alright, so I know that from here to my right, if you want to think about it like that, is 20 millimeter. Alright, because I'm trying to pinpoint this exact location. Alright, so what I'll do, I'll CP to copy, and copy this here, and then move it forward by that 20 millimeters. Alright, then from there now I need to find out how far up does it go. Alright, as you can see from the front view, from the base here, which is the baseline here, up, it is actually 80 millimeter. So what if I were to copy that line up by 80? Alright, now I'll know exactly where that point is. So right here is where it will fall, right there. Alright, so now I know that it is there. All I need to do from there is to simply draw my sloping line from one point to the next. We just ensure that all is well, zoom in and click. That's where it will be. Alright, so these are just my reference line that I had. With no further use of them, I can always erase them. Alright, now I know that it steps forward, or there is a parallel line to it that is 15 millimeters away. Alright, so I'm going to be selecting the line, and I'll be creating that parallel line by simply copying this one here and copying it forward by how much? 15 millimeter. As you can see, it falls exactly where it should. Alright, and you'll notice that this line here is pretty much touching both of them. So what I'll do from here is to simply fillet, trim, chamfer, whichever option you choose, as long as you get the result. Alright, so there we go. As you can see, some portion of this here is already being covered. Alright, so let's continue to clean up. For example, here and here, So it means that this part is not going to be visible, and I'm just cleaning it up. But this here that I'm doing now is pointless because I still have to remove more portions from it. Alright, so now that I have that out of the way, alright, I can now draw the remaining portions, such as these brackets that are here, these webs. As you can see, there's 2 of them. Alright, so what am I going to do? I'm going to be drawing it now. Alright, so I already know the overall width of the object, which is basically this length here. I think it was 130. So if I place 1 here, there is no foul play there, and 1 there, there will still be no foul play there. Alright, and from there, now I could possibly connect the lines that would represent that far corner right there. Alright, that far corner. Alright, and then now I'm simply just going to be moving things around or copying things around. So this is the exact thing that is going to be on this end here, but as you can see, this back portion here will not be visible, so I can remove that, leaving this front facing portion. Alright, now in addition to that, I'll need to draw the webs now, and as you can see as well, there are some holes on it as well that need to be drawn. These down underneath the bottom will not be visible because this here is blocking it, but what we will see though is this hole here. Alright, maybe it's somewhere in the center, I'm assuming. Alright, based on how things are. So let's go ahead and draw those brackets. How far away is the bracket? As you can see, 25 millimeters. Alright, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Just grab onto this, change my ISO view to ISO right, so I can move along my right plane there. So let's go, copy, grab onto this one here, move it to my right, 25 millimeter. Alright, so now I know that that's where it's going to be. Alright, and then I know the web is actually 15 millimeters. So if I go ahead and copy this to my right by 15 millimeter, alright, now I have that portion there, reference line, that will be my web. Alright, now I know that on the other side it's going to be a mirror of what is on this side here. So if you want, you can do the same thing that you did over here by simply grabbing onto this, copying it to the right, to the left rather, by that 25, and then again you'll copy to your left again by 15. Alright, and we know that from there to the center of the geometrical shape here, it is actually 25. Alright, so between this gap we should be getting about 50 millimeters. Alright, so now that we have that in place, we can now add some more reference line to get the web itself. Alright, how are we going to do that? There is so many ways, but I'm going to be extending some reference line, for example from here to beyond this line there. Alright, because we don't want to snap to anything, and then I'll trim away the excess. And the reason why I always extend beyond the point is because I don't want to be snapping onto anything and have an error with my joint. So with that, now I can easily now draw a line from this corner here down to this corner there. Alright, and now from there I can simply clean up again, trim, fillet, chamfer, the option is yours. Alright, so now with that in place, I can now easily grab onto these two lines and I'll copy from here to here. Alright, and again I'll clean up as well. So I'll fill at this corner, but even I'm looking at it, it's just one line. It should be two because it should have some level of thickness. Alright, that's what I'm going to be doing next. So I'll simply grab out of this slide here and simply copy from here to here and here as well. Now with that in place, it's just a matter of you cleaning up your drawing. How are you going to clean up your drawing? For example, the portion that will not be visible, you'll simply remove them, such as here, here. Alright, now it's looking a bit more realer. Alright, now you're seeing lines running underneath. So what are we going to do? Cutting plane, cutting plane, trim away everything what in between them. Alright, looking even realer now. Alright, so it's the same treatment here. Alright, so what do we know? Between here and here. Alright, and trim. What are we trimming? Here. Alright, here. Alright, what else? Here. Alright, great. Alright, so as you can see, the shape is taking shape, if that makes sense. Or a little bracket here. So now it's time for us to draw the hole in the middle. What hole are you talking about? If you notice, there's an in detail line here, and it says it is 24 in diameter. Alright, and where is it located? Somewhere in the center here, I'm assuming in the center. Alright, probably between the center of here and here. Alright, and when you look at your front view as well, you're seeing that it's also in the center. Alright, so that's what we're going to be using as a reference. Alright, how far back does it go? I'm going to say it's somewhere in the middle between here and the back, and we already know that it's going to be in the center between this point here. So what am I going to do? I'm going to draw a line from here inwards by whatever the half of 8 is, 40. So I know that the center of the circular portion is going to be somewhere there, and I already isolate the center of this when I drew the line. So now it's time for me to draw that circular hole. Alright, again, for isometric circle, you simply use ellipse. I'm going to use by center because I already have the center here. Center points, I'll use center. Again, remember, it's not going to automatically go on ellipse tool, so all you need to do is probably escape and reactivate your ellipse tool. Then you'll be greeted by this this menu here in your command bar. Simply click on isocircle, and from there you can simply click in the center there, and ensure that you're on isotop for this. Click there and then open your cursor and enter the, since we're doing diameter and ours is asking for the radius, you simply have to split that in half. So in this case, that half of 24 would make the radius 12. Alright, and then press enter. Alright, so there you go. Now as you can see there, you have that there. Alright, so I don't know if the bottom portion of the hole will be visible from the top. So what I'll just do as a precaution is to grab onto this circle here, select copy. I could possibly change to one of those planes that I can move up and down, and simply click here and copy it down to that point there. Alright, so as you can see, there will be a portion that is slightly visible. So let's clean up our drawing now. Let's get rid of that line. Let's get rid of everything beyond this line here. Everything, because remember this bracket here or this web will be blocking everything. Alright, now this portion here is going to be underneath, so we won't be able to see. So what will we see? We'll see only that little corner there. So much effort for one little portion. And guess what? Believe it or not, this is finished here. Now I'm not sure if I would be able to see these all here or one of them from this view here, but just to make sure, I'm going to be placing a little reference line just to make sure. So let me find the center. I'm going to change the ISO right because I need to be moving this way. Alright, and I'm going to enter that 25mm measurement. So 25, enter. Alright, so that's where it falls. So, alright, now the diameter of the hole is actually 20. So if I try that isocircle thing again, if I try that isocircle, alright, and click in the center here and then enter the radius, or the radius in this case would be 10. Let's see. Yes, there would be a portion that will be visible. Just this portion that you'll be seeing here. So now I know that there's a portion that is going to be visible. We can simply trim away everything beyond that line, and we leave everything else. No, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see any of this hole here from the back or the back of this hole here. But just to make sure, what I'll do, I'll simply copy from this point here to that point there, and see, no, it will not be visible. Alright, so believe it or not, our drawing is done. Our isometric view of this orthographic view completed. Well, I hope this video was helpful for you in getting you to understand how to produce isometric drawing as well as interpretation process using points of reference to easily identify where possible locations would be. Alright, now if this video was helpful, again, please go ahead, leave a like, share, subscribe. Alright, here we have a perfect estimate piece as well. If that's something that you're interested in, you may copy the question, so on and so forth. See you in the next one.